Hello Gemini, this is TG from Consequential Clairvoyance, bringing you a moon phase reading. How many more shuffles, Athena? 3. If you hear me talking to Athena, that would be me persisting with particularly what a moon phase reading is, in fact. In it, I channel the spirit of the goddess Athena, specifically her darker side of the moon, if you will, and I have her guide me on exactly how she would like me to do this general reading. It being a general reading, remember to take what resonates with you and leave the rest. I do not read reversals on the top row. I then clarify this top row with the traditional tarot, each getting 3 cards. Links and names of decks will be in the description. Thanks for coming. If you like what you see, please like and subscribe. Athena, how many more shuffles? 2 or 3. We'll see then. And this is for the new moon on November 4th, 2021. Let's see here. 2. Give it the 4th. Okay. One more, she says. Though I will say it's nice to see here new moon in Gemini for the new moon Gemini reading. 2 off the top. And 3 down. Okay. As you wish. Something big deal in the past here. Something big deal leading up to the new moon. How many shuffles, Athena? 3 total. 3 more. 3 more. 1. 2. And 3. The third one. Through the center, you said, so we'll cut through the center. That'd be the 1, top 1, top 2, she says. And then 3 end, which was begging to come out. Empress in the reverse. A lot of reversals in that middle there, in the culmination, with Emperor at the top. A lot of major arcana here coming out now. How many shuffles? 2. Right there. 2 off the top. These 2 come together, huh? Interesting, the tower. And then this one? Yes, that'd be 1. Okay. So there's the first part of our reading. New moon in Gemini. Communication is key. And we had this in the last reading as well. So, successful relationship comes down to one thing, communication, and the new moon in Gemini card is all about the start of a new cycle for communicating with the person at the center of your question. Is this about one-on-one relationship such as the last one was? Not such as the last one was, but this is a new instance of a one-on-one interaction. Okay, so this is about the relationship or an interaction with one person, one individual there. That's the truth of the matter. Is that like a everybody's situation? That's an everybody's situation. So the entirety of the Gemini collective is having a reading that pertains to them and some interaction they're having with one person. Talking things through is the answer to whatever you're asking about. If you can't talk to that person, you can journal about it to yourself. Email, text messages, and other forms will help you now. If the issue you're asking about concerns a sibling or neighbor, there's a new start coming. Time to wipe the slate clean and start over. This card could also suggest that you've been too frivolous lately. Sorry, need a drink. And need to be grounded again. Most importantly, this card emphasizes the need to communicate. Tell someone how you feel. Don't be all in your head and not in your heart. Someone is flirting with you potentially. Is this a time for them to read more books? Not unless they're young of heart or mind. Okay. So, Now when you say young of heart, inexperienced, do you mean? Okay. Thank you, Athena. So, if you're rather experienced in matters of the heart, then maybe you don't really need to read more books, but otherwise you might. Clarification, 2 of the Pentacles. It's in reverse. Okay. Your schedule is overloaded, and you are dropping the ball. Get yourself organized, and don't be afraid to ask for help. You're not expected to do everything on your own. Interesting. I think this might talk a lot about being all in your head and not in your heart there, and telling someone how you feel, obviously. Then we have the moon in the upright. Connect with your intuition and subconscious mind. You are experiencing the subtle forces of nature, especially the lunar cycles. Allow yourself to flow with these energies. You are experiencing the subtle forces of nature, especially the lunar cycles. Really stands out there. Within this new moon card for the new moon, it almost says that there's a subtle force in nature in my mind, that it's just you are not just experiencing it, but you're almost given untowards it, so to speak. You're along for the ride, even if it's just a bit. 5 of Cups in the reverse. It is time to move on. What has happened can't be changed. Let go of what no longer serves you emotionally and open up to the new opportunities available to you. Yeah, so it doesn't sound like whatever you communicate about is likely to go the way you're hoping. Not really, no. Thank you, Athena, as sad as that sounds. But it's like it says, be open to the new possibilities, and it sounds like you'll be along for a ride rather than along for a nightmare. Let's double check. Yeah, so there's no mention of any nightmarish or terrible instances here, other than this Tower and the 10 of Wands. So maybe a burden to bear, but there are no swords on the table, so I don't really see this being an argument. More like maybe a disagreement or a difference of opinion. So, with that being said, I suppose that's an interesting and intricate time to move to full moon in Scorpio. It's time to release negativity. If you've been feeling paranoid and acting weird, take this card as a very direct message from the cosmos to stop it. Worrying yourself is pointless. It's time to release any negativity you have around the situation you're asking about. If someone has been unkind to you, perhaps it's time for you to release them. This card heralds an emotionally intense time, since both the full moon and Scorpio themselves are extremely intense. Mark my spot. Athena, is this talking about occurrences from this new moon and things that are in the past affecting? No, it's not. No. So this is a full moon energy during a new moon, inspired by new moon necessities. That's the one. Okay, so whatever's happened in your past has necessitized certain circumstances within this new moon, and you're kind of moving against the tide here. So this could be difficult, and so is the energy of Scorpio, is what it's saying. And you're going to have an intense against the tides sort of experience, is what this is saying then. It's time for you to feel all your feelings. There could be some nastiness in the air when you pull this card. If that's the case, take it as a sign to move away from anyone or anything you feel is toxic. For some, however, this card has a totally different meaning. Your sex life could improve now, if you make an effort. Use your magic. You have all you need inside you to bring about your desired result. Huh. This doesn't have to do with their sex life, does it, Athena? Not really, no. Not for most of them. Okay. But this could be a person they're having sex with then. That's the thing. Oh, that may be part of the difficulty. But this could herald the end of an argument. It tells you that grudges are toxic and that you should let something go. You're right to have suspicions, but that it's also time to move from living fearfully to living joyfully. So, I mean, play the song Don't Worry, Be Happy, I guess? I don't know. Oh, no need to be rude about it. Yes, I'm not being rude, I'm just being playful. Don't take that too seriously, Gemini. I'm just saying it just seems a little back and forth here, and that it's going to be a little difficult to just be happy about it. But maybe you're leaving something behind you that's really been tiring you out. You could be happy about that, and you should, it's saying. If that's a potentiality, go for it. The Emperor. You're establishing structures and foundations from which your success will grow. You favor stability and certainty over flexibility and change. You have the discipline to see your plans through. I feel as if it's saying that because there is that certain level of mutability, and I wouldn't call it necessarily always flakiness, but flitting and fleeting nature of a duality, mutable, that you're therefore, it might be talking about a discipline to see your plans through within the premise of letting something go or living joyfully instead of fearfully, which could be what brings an end to some sort of disagreement, because it says that you might be coming to an end of an argument, but it could also be the end of this disagreement or an acceptance of the disagreement, potentially. But it is saying that you're establishing structures and foundations from which your success will grow. So that's what makes me think it's an end to the disagreement or argument in a totalitarian sort of way. As in, no, this is my power, and this is my moment to make my decision for me, sort of energy here. But you should also release the negativity while doing so, is what I'm getting. That's the thing. Oh, Athena says I'm really, really doing well on that. So thank you, Athena, but that's a lot of words to say in English. So, Nine of Wands in the reverse. You are struggling and ready to give up. But you are oh so close to completing this challenge. Keep fighting. You've got this. Be careful of paranoia and defensiveness, thinking everyone is out to get you. Focus on your own game. Oh, this is that fear it's talking about. So, just because you're struggling and ready to give up doesn't mean you should do so. Don't be afraid. Keep fighting. You got it. And don't let the paranoia become, a defensive situation for you. And don't think that people are out to get you. Just focus on you, and you should do a lot better within releasing this negativity. Is that the reality? That's the one. Thank you, Athena. Then we have, to culminate these experiences, the Empress in the reverse. Connect with your feminine energy and be proud of what you can create when you tap into this power source. Reaffirm your beauty inside and out. See, reaffirm your beauty inside and out, I feel, is another hearkening to you letting go of the past, of this negativity, and letting go of the toxicity of it, because you are going to live more joyfully by doing so. It's telling you to look within for your happiness, kind of. I feel like that's the one. Thank you, Athena. I feel like not that this person's going to get a mouthful, and the fact that they're not going to get a mouthful might be the only reason why this doesn't become an argument, and that if you do attempt to give them a mouthful, that you shouldn't, because that's where the toxicity will grow. And I'm even being told that that's actually some decent advice to give, so I'm just going to put that out there. And when you feel this ending of these circumstances come, I feel like there'll be some sort of communication involved, because, well, maybe not. Not a single page. No, this may be all inferred. Now we're talking. Yeah, thank you, Athena. This is very much an inferred conversation, and if you try to make it otherwise, it'll probably be too much to do so, leading you back into an instance of just being a more passive thing. And that might have a lot to do with you moving against the tides. Athena, question. Is this something that's going to then be waiting here through this tower? Is this a long tower and then they move into the full moon and things change? There's a tower and then things change with this Four of Pentacles. Okay, let's keep reading. Take time. I have to see this. Okay. I just find it interesting that I'm reading, and it is relatively what I expected. Take time to breathe out, even though proper English would be take time out to breathe, wouldn't it? So there's a sea of these cards printed with potentially incorrect grammar? Interesting. Anyways, the intensity of the full moon, so the intensity of you going against the tides, so to speak, it sounds like with this, self-love brought forth again, has abated. And what are we left with? That's what this card is asking you. So that's in the future what will be asked of you as we move through these experiences, which are the most intense, potentially, of all of this. It suggests that the situation you're asking about has now peaked, and it's time for you to regroup and learn from your experiences rather than blindly forging ahead. So take time out to breathe. Have faith that what is happening is for the best. Try to accept the way things are now and give yourself and others time out to relax. Breathe. We can't be on all the time. If you feel you've hit an obstacle or even failed in some way, now is the time to reflect on how to do things differently next time. That's kind of... If you're having a silent ending or a silent disagreement with someone, or an intense sort of one, that tends to be the best suggestion generally anyhow. Commonsensical to me, it seems. But that could just be to me. Be honest with yourself if you feel bad about your current situation, and then remind yourself that life goes in cycles. I am where I am, and it's okay. So you found this sense of self to go into, and now it's saying to kind of accept that and be okay with it. Again, though, we have the Ten of Wands and the Tower in here, so Chariot in reverse too, so let's see. You should know where you stand either now or very soon. You need to take some time out for your own good. Avoid falling into a slump. And it's time for you to share your wisdom and experience with someone else. Alright, well, let's keep it moving then. Chariot in the reverse. Chariot in the reverse. Connect with your inner strength and willpower to move forward. Which is what you just, kind of found, an inner beauty. So maybe that's your sense of strength and or willpower. Your motivation comes from within, not from an external source. You cannot control everything. Sometimes it's best to loosen your grip. So you're letting things go, kind of, right? And you're loosening your grip on this, and that's going to give you time to breathe. And as you do so, that is when we move into the Tower in reverse. Do not resist change. Even if you see this change as unwanted, which it does sound like you do, it is important to let it run its course. The change is serving an important purpose and creating the opportunity for deep transformation. Creating the opportunity for deep transformation. So this is potentially where the change is coming from. But it also comes with the Ten of Wands at the same time. In the upright. You are taking on extra burdens, workloads, and responsibility. You know it's only temporary, so you are willing to put in the hard work now to accomplish your goal and reap the rewards later. Now, do remember that as it says that, it's only temporary, and you're willing to put in the hard work now to achieve later, and there's extra burdens and all that. So that really reminded me. Didn't say. I feel it harkened to something I just said earlier. Interesting. Interesting. I think that has a lot to do. Let's see. Okay, so earlier in this reading here, I was talking a lot about as things are coming to a head here, it's probably really unwise to voice this too much, and that's why the Tower, I feel like it's sticking out. It says that, don't resist this change even though it's unwanted. And then the Ten of Wands is talking about, this is only temporary, so be willing to put in the hard work to accomplish your goal and reap these rewards. So you're going against the grain, and it's only going to go on for a little while. And as that happens, you're going to move into this Four of Pentacles, I was told. So you're going to get over a hump of about a week or so worth of work here. 2 weeks maybe at the most. Okay, so Athena says that it's not going to take the whole of the new moon phase, because you're going to start here in the past. So this could be 2 weeks from there. That's the one. Okay, so 2 weeks from, what's today? So 2 weeks from, today's the, because I'm taking this and putting it into, uploading it, it's the 1st. So 72 hours or so before the new moon, and then all the way up to 72 hours before the full moon, is as long as this could be an instance where you're moving against the tides, so to speak. So you may be in an instance, yes, so I feel that means it's an instance where, energetically speaking, you may be feeling as if you're going through this heavy burden till the full moon comes. But that, I feel like it's saying if you stay within your own beauty and everything, no one's going to really step on that. They're just not going to probably do what you're hoping. Four of Pentacles, let's see. But that culminates with money is slipping through your fingers and your spending habits exceed your saving habits. You may be spending unconsciously, hoping it will bring happiness. Create a positive relationship with money. Does this have to do with their finances? No doubt. Really? So whoever this person is, affects your finances. And for a temporary period of time, you may find yourself in a circumstance needing to restructure the amount of money you make, or see if you can increase it or decrease the expenses. But remember, this comes with the chariot saying your motivation comes from within, not an external source. So you cannot control everything. Sometimes it's good to loosen your grip. So what I'm getting is there's a potentiality for you to maybe take time out to breathe within spending money with or on or for the sake of a certain circumstance or individual, and that this could cause, a bit of a tower moment where you feel like you're taking on burdens that aren't yours if you do not hearken to this fact. That's the one thing. Okay, so there's another thing you say, Athena. That's the truth of it. Okay, and then I'm being shown someone being stuck up in their head too much, and so to speak, believing in those fears. So you could cycle through this for a whole 2 weeks and just kind of wear yourself down, or you could just slowly move through and take a breather. Is that what I'm getting here, Athena? That's the one. Okay. Okay, that's the other one. So let's keep it moving to the next part of the reading, which is Neon Moon Tarot reading. Okay. The Neon Moon Tarot is offered by PixelOccult on Etsy. It's currently in stock last I checked, and again, links will be in the description. How many more shuffles, Athena? 2 more. But the full size comes in a lovely tin with a great book with all the explanations in it. Mine does not. This is the pocket edition, which is what I simply need because there's just so much going on here. Okay, so this is different. First, I do the top 3, according to Athena. And then I'm going to count 2 out. No, go 2 down, so count 1 out. And then put 2 down. This has not happened yet. And then 2 for, this is also a first. And then go from there. So, okay. We're having fun now. Okay. 7, 8, 9, and 10. There we are. Busy, busy, busy in this part. First, what energy will be waxing during this phase? We have the moon. So, coming in is illusion, anxiety, guidance, and subconscious matters. So, a lot of this talks about you seemingly being almost a phase ahead of things, and then, which is about 2 weeks ahead of things. And then it says in the phrase that goes with the moon, waxing energy here is you being able to see around the horizon and knowing the obscenities that are about to descend upon you. So coming in is an anxiety over what is to come. Some subconscious personal guidance and a potential illusion for those of you who will not be correct, which might be the energy waxing. If it's an illusion, might be more towards going too fast through the cycling of sorts that I was saying. The illusion that it's so draining, when in the reality it's like you might be pushing in your mind, overthinking it, and therefore draining yourself of energy. So 2, what energy will be waning during this phase? Agent of Zent. So, Knight of Pentacles. Energy will be waning is upright, right? Yes. Energy that's going to be waning on the way out is going to be determination, efficiency, routine, and work. Routine really sticks out. So there's a change in routine. Is that the gist of it? Unless there's a change in work there. Oh, this could be your career or your job. is this for some a change in career? So about 1 in 4 of you, Athena says, this could be a change of career that we're all talking about here. Okay, but for the majority of you, it's just some general change in routine. Or an old routine is on its way out and you're, in your head about it, potentially here. That's the one. Thank you, Athena, for that affirmation there. 3. What can this energy bring to me? And we have 2 of Vials, or 2 of Cups. This energy can bring to you, Gemini, nice, partnership, romance, respect, and relationships. Yeah, it just says you are loved. Beyond the trappings of this flesh, you are loved. So this could bring a new sense of respect, romance, partnership, or relationships. This could be the end for a good reason. So this energy may take something from you, but it will give you something in the long run. Well, in the 2-week run. So come this new full moon, you'll be looking like you're on top, so to sound, from the way this is speaking. 4. What can this energy take from me? 6 of Arms in reverse. This energy can take from you baggage, stasis, or dwelling. Now, in this case, when it says dwelling, it tends to more so mean dwelling on the past. So this is going to take from you stasis or dwelling on the past, sitting in your energy. It's going to take that from you. It's going to take from you this sense of baggage. So the more you accept things as they are, the more they will go easily for you from the sound of this reading. No doubt. Thank you, Athena. Oh, she even went so far to say no doubt on that one. 5. What can this energy bring to my environment? There's a strange feeling with this one. 9 of Pentacles in the reverse. This energy can bring to your environment miscalculation, work imbalance, or financial setbacks. Whoa, okay. So, the phrase here talks about someone shrieking and threatening, shrieking threats, basically. And financial setbacks really stands out. Work imbalance a bit too. So for those of you who are not having an issue where you're having a change in job, or a perceived soon change in job, you may be of the work imbalance. But for those of you who are looking at a new job, expect a financial setback, and that these 2 weeks are you preparing for such a thing. That's what really stuck out to me, and Athena said, yeah, that's why it's sticking out to you. So for those 1 in 4 who perceive a potential loss of their job or a new change to a new job, this is your hearkening to prepare for the financial setback, to stop spending so much. If you're sitting on like a pile of money and you didn't know why, well, it's about to get rough here, maybe for about 2-3 weeks even. It's hard to particularly say your particular specific individual instance, but yeah. Enough said, I guess. That's what that energy can bring to your environment. 6, which we got 2 cards for. What can this energy take from your environment? 4 wires and the Priestess. I'm going to find 4 wires. Where is 4 wires? So this can take from your environment celebration, community, home, and harmony. And it can also take from your environment intuition, the subconscious, or mystery. So, mysteries are going to come to the fore. This is not so much an intuitive or subconscious thing that could be taken away from you. Your intuition really sticks out there, so your intuition may not be able to help you on this, right? Yeah, it's taking away your ability to use intuition on this. But this could also take away a sense of community, home, or harmony. I don't feel celebration standing out. Though this could take away from you the sense of being able to go out and celebrate because of everything you're dealing with. So maybe that's what it means. That's pretty descriptive with the 2 cards there. So I'm not going to get deeper into that because that pretty much summarized what it can take from you. It can take quite a few things, which is likely why you're needing to be told to prepare for the full moon. You're being told to use this new moon just to prepare basically for whatever this is that's coming, because if you stay cyclical as you would likely generally do, it sounds that it's going to cost you tremendously. Yeah, no doubt. I'm also getting, this is an instance wherein the bright side of the moon bleeds in and balances well with the dark side of the moon. So to speak, this is when the sensibility and wisdom of Athena in both the light and the dark matters come together. So that's why you're receiving this warning. This is a full-on warning involving your finances here. How? I'm not entirely sure. Again, maybe you won't be losing your job, but the things that will change will cost you dearly. And you don't maybe know that it's coming, and your intuition will fail you in that regard. 7. What to passively embrace during this phase. We have the Agent of Arms. We are passively embracing directness, action, authority, and haste, to be hasty. So there's work to be done. Either clear me a route or get out of my way. So passively embrace that there's work to be done. Passively embrace authority, directness, and action, and being hasty about this. So don't waste time about saving that money, making that change about your expenditures. Is that what I'm getting here, Athena? No doubt that's the one. Thank you, Athena. 8. What to passively reject during this phase. Passively reject 5 of Zent, 5 of Pentacles. Passively reject poverty, isolation, aid, generosity, and insecurity. So passively rejecting, right? Double check that. Yeah, passively rejecting poverty really stands out here. But also isolation. Aid, it feels like, passively rejecting aid sounds like don't take a loan. Try and stand on your own here more is what's kind of saying within that. But passively reject generosity kind of goes along with it. But passively rejecting insecurity seems to be the point. But poverty really still sticks out. So don't let this get the best of you is what I'm hearing. Passively rejecting that would mean that you just kind of go, no, I don't really need a loan. No, I don't really need a bunch of help. I need to be strong here instead and find a solution rather than, actively accepting it instead, which seems to be the more obvious opposite for that in this instance. 9. What to actively embrace during this phase. We have the Chariot and the Reverse. Actively embrace. Ooh. Okay. Actively embrace aggression and aimlessness. But here's the phrase. Actively and potentially vocally embrace the following phrase. The streets get more feral every day, and I push on for what? As everything gets more youthful and meaner, I get older and more ruthless. One day I'll look into a mirror and find my reflection has left because it didn't know what I was anymore. So actively embrace an aggressive nature, an acceptance of ruthlessness that may be around you, in an effort to get out of this situation. Because it sounds to me that as these weeks wear on, these other individuals are not likely to acknowledge your situation, but rather to think that either it's sufficient or that things, your expenditures potentially instead, aren't going to change. That's more so for the greater portion, though, that the expenditures need to change. Again, those losing their jobs may be the ones who need to be more aggressive, and those who are in an instance of overspending and therefore probably aren't going to lose their job but are spending too much, are being told not to push on aimlessly. Embrace the aimlessness as an instance where you can look in the mirror and know yourself still, or to find a way to do so. And potentially you may have to tell people about how you feel within that, because it did say in the other cards to tell people how you feel from the get-go here in this first row in the first part. So that is, very much two parts to the same reading. Okay, they are relevant to each other. Anyhow, finally 10. What to actively reject during this phase. We have temperance in the reverse. Actively, during this phase, reject imbalance, extremes, or instability. So, reject the premise of allowing things to go off the rails even a bit. Be in that, energy spoken of in the first part of the reading, and you may have to be silently putting your foot down here, is what it sounds like in the end. Athena is like showing me an image of her doing the same, so that's fun. Whatever you're going through here, though, Gemini, I hope you can keep it happy, healthy, and real, and hopefully be with the calmest of possibilities within all of this, while still being everything you need to be for your own health, if you know what I mean. And with great love, Gemini, namaste.